Welcome back to Lock and Reload. I'm going to go ahead and start disassembling and whatnot. Mind you, bear in mind, this one might be kind of lengthy as far as the video. I've never done a disassembly video on any of my firearms just because there's enough of them out there, but the shit I have to take off anyway, so might as well stay tuned. And I just want to show you through the entire process and what I plan on doing, and if this inspires you, maybe you'll do it to your own AK, Wazzer 10, or whatever rifle that you own. And let's go ahead and get started. First and foremost, taking the dust cover off. Now, most dust covers are pretty easy. This one's pretty easy to get on and off, but I gotta figure out an easier way to put this one on, because this one can be a little pain in the butt sometimes and whatnot. So anyway, taking dust cover off, set that off to the side. I'm contemplating on getting everything smoothed out on the inside. Not that it matters, but having a clean surface on everything would make life a little easier. So go ahead and set that off to the side. And sorry, occasionally I'm still pulling Cosmoline out of this front or this rear sight because this thing oozes Cosmoline out often because I can't get every nook and cranny. I'll go ahead and take your recoil spring out, and then yeah, put that off to the side. And your bolt carrier, your bolt and bolt carrier. That one obviously just slides back, helps to take the safety off. Slides back, and should lift right out. Now the bolt, flip that upside down, and basically what you do is push it back, push and turn to your left, and it should pull right out. I'll get into the firing pin and bolt disassembly later on, because I really think I'm going to clean up the extractor and whatnot. But another thing too is if hear that, if you can hear that, that's good. That means you have a clean firing pin. If you don't hear this, you might want to clean out your pin. Just be careful, because once in a while that free float pin, because it is a free floating firing pin, likes to fall out like it just did to me. Make sure you don't lose that. This is the second one I own. I had to order one from Brown Ale because I lost mine in my house somewhere. So I think I'm just going to set that off in there. Pull the firing pin out. Basically you pull that pin out and the firing pin should just drop right out like so. I'm probably going to polish the firing pin and whatnot and get that all cleaned up. Now your bolt carrier, this one is a little on the loose side, and I'm not entirely sure, I don't know if you can see this. I don't know what their philosophy behind that was. I might have spot welded it, or there wasn't a pre-existing condition like a crack or whatnot, but I just found that interesting when I got it. But this whole bolt carrier will be the first thing I polish, not to mention, you know, getting the piston cleaned up and trying to get all the carbon off and getting this just as smooth as I can, especially up in this area, because this is what actually operates back and forth. This is what all the gases push on to slide the whole thing back. And then everything from the internals here, I don't know if you can see this. This is one of my main concerns right in here in this bolt channel, because it is a rough cut. And if I, you know, get all the paint off and or bluing or whatever finishes on there, maybe I can show you a little bit better. But this is one of my main components I want to polish. Not to mention the bolt body itself I want to polish and get everything a little smoothed out, a little bit more rounded, and especially in this area, because this is what resets your sear on your trigger on the inside of here. Now, take a look in here. That's pretty nasty and dirty and whatnot. I'm, you know, pretty adamant about keeping that clean. but you know, you get shit, debris, and stuff that falls in there. You can't get everything. Now the next step would be, I'll turn my camera here. Next step would be taking off the gas tube. Now the gas tube, you have a little lever that's, you know, right there. This little guy right there. That one. You go ahead and pull up. And it should pop out easy. I've done this many different times because I changed out, you know, my forearm. Go up to a point where it's sticking straight up, and your top handguard and your gas tube should just slide right off. Go ahead and slide that off with the dust cover. And then you have a bare action. You know, you have your gas port or your gas block. And then while you're digging in here and you got everything apart, you know, make sure there's no residual rust or anything. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to take off the bottom handguard. I might not. I know that one's in there kind of tight and whatnot because I did have to pre-fit it, and yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get out. Well, anyway, I think we're going to pull that off. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to show you how to do that. There is a little tab on the inside of here. I don't know if you can see this little guy right there. All you need to do with that one, if I can get that in the camera, is take a little screwdriver. That should just pop right up. Yep, a little nub. You can see that? Yep, I can see it. Now what you do with that, I think you pull that straight back and your bottom handguard should slide right off. And check, make sure there's no residual crap in there. I got some oil on the inside of that, so I'll get that all cleaned up. Put that by the gas tube and dust cover. That's pretty much it of disassembling field. This is what they consider a field strip, minus the handguard. That's what they consider. You should be able to move this freely. What I like to do is put that back in place and push the little lever down so that doesn't move, because I don't necessarily need to take that out necessarily. Trying to get this thing positioned for the camera and whatnot, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Alright, as far as my camera goes, I'll pull that out a little bit. Now, and that's pretty much disassembling that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm probably going to take the stock off. I'm going to take the pistol grip off here, even though I just put this bastard on. That is my Hogue. And we're, again, just going to completely strip it down. And I'm probably going to get the action put in the ultrasonic cleaner just to get everything cleaned out and everything but the barrel anyway. Now last video we just went ahead and field stripped it. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to completely disassemble it. And starting off, the stock is going to be the last thing I take off. I'm going to go ahead and pull the pistol grip off. If you have a Hogue, you take it off with a 7/16. I recommend a deep well because it is kind of down there. Okay, so I came with 3 magazines, so it was kind of nice. Coffee. There we go. It looks like it wouldn't fit. There, it's coming off. And the whole reason I'm taking this pistol grip off and stock is, again, I'm going to be running literally the action out and running that in my ultrasonic cleaner. Just because I want everything, instructions, and go ahead and take that block out. And all I did with the bolt, which is right there. Unthread it a few times. I like to put it in there a little snug just so I don't lose all my parts. there's a block that goes on the inside of your receiver that holds pistol grip in. So I go ahead and set that off to the side. It kind of looks like a normal sporting rifle. Really long trigger pull. Anyway, that's pistol grip on that, and now we're going to go ahead and take off the stock. I'm not going to get too in detail, probably not going to shoot any more video on this, but stock has your rear trunnion, 2 rear trunnion screws, and go ahead and get those disassembled. Those are pretty idiot proof, so I don't really need to shoot a video, so stay tuned! I'll be back.